Hi, boys and girls. It's Miss McWhorter, and I'm going to read Baby Loves Scientist. You Can Be Anything by Ruth Spiro, illustrated by Irene Chan. Do you love science? Scientists are curious. They ask questions to find out about the world. You can be a scientist too. Look, I think the boy and the dog are scientists. What do you think? Do you love animals? You could be a zoologist. A zoologist studies a zoologist studies how animals behave. Look at all the animals on that page. You could study any of those animals, right? Do you wonder what things are made of? You could be an applied chemist. An applied chemist creates new materials out of atoms and molecules. Look at all those different atoms and molecules. Now, these boys and girls, what these little circles and lines are, those are models, right? Remember, models are things that we use to learn about science. If I were to get a very strong microscope and actually look at carbon dioxide or methane, they wouldn't actually be orange circles with lines to pink circles. But this is how scientists draw it to make sense of it. Okay, so it's a model to help us learn about science. Do you love to build? You could be a structural engineer. Structural engineers make sure things are built to last. And you can see here he's building things out of Legos. And then later he can build the things for real buildings. Do you love clouds and storms? You could be a meteorologist. Drip, drop. A meteorologist helps predict all kinds of weather. Yeah. Do you wonder how the natural world works? You could be a theoretical physicist. A theoretical physicist explains the laws of nature. Why do things happen the way they do? And the kid's going down the slide and he says, "Whee!" But he knows gravity is what's pulling him down. But he also knows that gravity is the same thing. It's the strong pull that keeps the dog and him and the apple here on Earth. So it's the same thing that allows him to have fun going down the slide that keeps him here on Earth. Do you love planes and rockets? You could be an aerospace engineer. An aerospace engineer dreams up better ways to fly. And so he's playing with the toy plane, but maybe when he grows up, he can make rockets. Looks like they're sending a bird to space there. I wonder if they ever really sent birds to space. Do you love thinking step by step? You could be a software engineer. A software engineer makes plans and writes code so that electronic devices work. Choo-choo. Yeah. Do you love to watch the stars? You could be an astronomer. An astronomer studies the universe, including planets, stars, and galaxies. Looks like he and the bird are both looking up at the stars. Do you love music? You could be a sound engineer. Plink, plink, plink. A sound engineer mixes different sounds. So just because you like music, you don't have to be a musician. You could be a scientist and still work with music. I wonder if Miss Turner knows that. Do you love your home, the Earth? You could be an environmental scientist. An environmental scientist helps take care of the world. And right here, they talk about wind energy. If you've ever driven through Indiana on the freeway, there's wind farms, and you can see hundreds and hundreds of windmills. Right here, there's solar energy. Here in Kentucky, we have a solar farm. I think it's out by Bardstown. And you can just drive by and see lots and lots of these solar panels. And here's one on top of the house. Then they also talk right here about geothermal energy. And you see how there's pipes. One blue and one red coming out of the house. So what they're doing is they're getting heat and cool from inside the earth and pumping it into the house. And then right here, this girl is turning off the lights and recycling. So those are things we can do now to help the earth and be an environmental scientist. Scientists study, learn, and solve problems. The world needs scientists. You can be a scientist. You can be anything. And remember, you don't have to grow up to be a scientist. You could be a scientist today. All right, boys and girls, I hope you enjoyed Baby Loves Scientists. You can be anything.